What up? What's up, guys? How's everyone doing tonight? It's a hot one. Welcome to WIP Wednesday Live, episode 16. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you all. How's everybody feeling tonight? Everyone getting good Star Wars vibes? I wish I was working on a Star Wars figure, but I'm not. Tonight I'm working on this animated series inspired Mandarin figure, which I'm totally in love with, even though I've had to sacrifice a lot of articulation in the crotchal region. So I'm pretty excited to work on that. But thank you guys for joining me, whether you're here right now or you are jumping in later. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. It really helps. And if you're not subscribed, please do that as well. I don't put out that many videos, so I am working on something new, like a different video. I haven't done one of these before, kind of more of a tutorial one. I've been working on it the last couple nights. I'm hoping to do more after tonight's episode. So we will see. I don't know. We'll get around to doing that. I have a lot of stuff I want to do tonight. So, and I'm also trying out new cameras. So if it looks like I'm looking out into space, it's because I've changed things up. I'm trying to see what works. I feel like this isn't working, but it's okay. Yeah, what else do we got? We already did the like and subscribe thing. That's fun. Did everybody enjoy any of the Star Wars reveals today? We'll talk Star Wars. We saw Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. That's fun. What else did we see today? Oh, let's see. There's comments here. Oh, Nike Boy. Nike Boy says, "May the 4th be with you." Same to you, sir. Thank you for being here. Yeah. So yeah, we had a Obi-Wan trailer to look at. We have what else do we have? Some Black Series reveals. We have another thing I have to work on. There's a couple things. So aside from sculpting Mandarin, that's going to be the main focus. But I'm going to start with something else quickly, and that's going to be lowering. So this is the head sculpt I got from Draven Arts of my buddy for that custom figure that I made for my friend who made my logos. But so like I gave him a new head socket, but it's too, I sunk the head too low. I need it to go higher up. So the head is a little bit oversized, but it helps a lot when I take it off the neck, like have it come up the neck a little bit more. So, but I just need to fix the socket. So I'm going to do that tonight, probably first, and then I'll start sculpting Mandarin. Yeah, next week I'm gonna have another guest. Next week I'm gonna have Morning Wolf from Instagram. For any of you guys who don't follow him, he's an amazing customizer, relatively new in the game as well, but he does some really awesome work, and I love his work. Actually, he reminds me a lot of like me at the beginning of my customizing career, but like he's way better than I was. But yeah, so I'm going to have him next week, and it's going to be a little bit of a different format instead of working on figures, because he's on East Coast time. So, he's kind of said to me, like, I don't really work on figures that late. So we're going to actually just kind of chat customs. Sorry, that's my dog barking. We're going to just kind of chat customs and probably talk technique a little bit. It'll be definitely different. I don't know exactly how that's going to go. I'm in no way a journalist. I don't really pack those hard-hitting questions, but I'm going to take it as an opportunity to try something different. And I'm looking really forward to it. So we don't really chat shouldn't say that. We chat regularly, but where it's things like Strand and Draven and New Collector, like I've video chatted with those guys. We don't just talk toys, we talk personal lives and shit too, right? So so this will be a little bit different, but I'm excited, so it should be good. Collector Express in the house says hello there. Hello, sir. How are you? And Nike Boy says the Obi-Wan trailer was good. The Darth Vader tease was even better. Oh, buddy, I got shit to say about that. We'll talk about that. Yeah, so I think we should just get into customizing because I'm just gonna sit here and go, yeah, and you know, we can probably do without that. So, so I'll kind of run through what we're going to be doing tonight. Switch over to that view. So here's what we're dealing with here. So this is my animated series Mandarin. There's a couple spots that are a bit dicey. So obviously the back of the hair right now is just, it's the back piece of the Omega Red hair that I use for the front two, like the two side bits. It's just kind of glued on. So I have to kind of blend that in. And then I'm going to start doing the rings tonight as well on the hands. First base, I have to do like kind of a band first, and then I'll do the detailing after. Tricky because it's pretty small. I'm also going to be doing his belt. So at this point, I'm going to be sculpting a belt around this to kind of cap it off so it doesn't look so choppy. And I also have this cool Mandarin logo that I made when I was home back in Ontario. When I did, actually, I think I did it that live stream I did on Instagram, that kind of impromptu live stream. So yeah, so I'm going to make sure that that gets on there as well. So I'm digging that. Oh, look who's here. Jurassic Jesse in the house. What's up, my friend? He says, if you were a Wookiee, the silver hair would be worth a fortune. Is silver Wookiee hair worth more? I didn't know that. Or is it just because it's silver? I hope people start calling me Silver Wookiee instead of Silver Fox. No one calls me Silver Fox. Collector Express was a hello there kind of Obi-Wan reference. Yes, I figured I realized that halfway through saying it. And he said, editing a dry brushing video now. I mentioned you and the brushes that you use. Oh, nice. That's sweet. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. That's dope. Thank you for that. Yeah, so you like them? They're pretty cool, eh? I really like them. I think they're fucking great. So yeah, so tonight I'm going to be doing that stuff. His head fell off. This guy's head's falling off. And I also have to do the only things that are really left other than the rings and some minor detailing on the chest, which I'll probably do tonight as well, and the belt, is the knee pads. And I think what I'm going to do with the knee pads, I'm actually going to do them not on the body and then transfer them to the body. That's, I think, my game plan. So yeah, so I might not do that tonight. I might leave that for one more night. And I still have to figure out the cape too. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with the cape yet. But let me see here. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to just move this. I'm not really digging this look up thing that I'm dealing with here. I'm going to move this back to a normal. See, this is way better. Now when I look at the camera, I don't look like I'm better. Okay, you don't need to see me. Let's do this. Okay, so before I start on Mandarin, I'm going to quickly do this. I don't know if this is any help to anybody. I really want to start doing more videos, but guys, I got to tell you, my life is busy, and I've been feeling guilty that I haven't really put out anything other than just weekly updates, like the WIP Wednesdays. But I just don't have the time. Life's busy right now. I got this jar of super expired Vaseline. I've had it for like 10 years. And this is not going where you think it is. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be setting this head sculpt on this figure that's sitting too low. I've already done this once, so I'm going to remove what I've done and start and do it again. So the Vaseline is basically to put on this neck joint. So we're going to just coat that neck joint. I mean, I don't like goop it on, but I give it a good coating. There's no harm in it. And we have to kind of wait until my hot glue gun heats up. I had it plugged in, but I had it turned off by accident. is my hot glue gun. This is what we're going to be using to make the new peg hole. So as you can see here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it that well, but I already did this once, and I basically just set it too low. So I need to go back in and make it sit a little bit higher. So I should put some gloves on for this. This is the finished head, like I finished painting it, but just want to make sure that I don't damage the paint. I have really dry fingers, like my fingers are super dry, and sometimes they've been known to peel off paint that like sandpaper, like so right now I'm just digging into this. I should probably use something that's stronger than that, and I'm just trying to pull out whatever I can here. It doesn't need to be perfect because I can just put the tip of the hot glue gun in and it'll melt all this leftovers. But I just need to get it out enough that I can I can leave the majority of it in there, so I don't have to totally refill it. Because this is basically like I basically hollowed this thing out completely because I was just wanting to make sure that I could get the best range of motion out of it and get out of here. Oh, there we go. So yeah, so I am at the point where I am just about finishing up a bunch of projects that I can't show you guys. I hoping to start painting my summer swap figure that I'm doing this weekend, I hope. I have to photograph. I finished my custom that I made for Pim Particles, my buddy Pim Particles, Robert. He made me a Gen X pennants, and I got it back in October or November. I can't remember when. A while ago, though. But yeah, he failed to give me his list until like October, so I don't take full responsibility for being so late. But yeah. So I'm pretty excited to show that one off. It's been another. It hasn't been quite as challenging as that Ahab figure that I made. That was very challenging. But it was a challenge for sure. So yeah, so I'll be able to show that one off. And then, like I said, guys, like I actually have, like you guys have seen it on my Instagram, like my work in progresses that I show as I'm working on stuff. But like I have to make videos, like custom figure showcases or that's, my plan currently. If I continue to have such a hard time finding time for everything, I may change that plan and move away from that format. But I have a bunch of figures that I still need to show off like in a proper manner outside of just being like pictures that I took on my work desk. All right, so I'm just gonna soften this up now by just sticking the edge of this in there. Oh. Nike Boy says, I recently bought an airbrush. It's a cool runner too. That's cool. Does it work? Does it work good? What are you using it for? Okay, that's good enough. It's not as big of a deal because I'm gonna be putting the neck joint in like lower in the head, so it's all good if there's a bit left over. Okay, and then now that I've done that, I usually do this the opposite way. I usually put the hot glue, little glob of hot glue on the neck peg, and then push the head into position and let it sit until it hardens. But because this thing is basically hollowed out all the way to the bottom, or not all the way, but pretty close, it's actually a lot easier for me if I just fill the head cavity in. And I'm not going to put a ton in because there's already some on the bottom there, but. And then the point of that Vaseline is once the hot glue hardens into the place that it's going to stay, it won't stick to the peg. Like once it hardens, I can just twist it and it should just come off. Okay. Think. Oh, that's got like a. Oh no, it's just Vaseline. Didn't work that well. Not a good enough one for me. Works really good so far. I'm going to be using it for some dioramas and probably some figures. Cool. That's sick, man. Good for you. Airbrushes are annoying, but they make a huge difference. Making a mess of this. Yeah, I can't deny it. I fought getting an airbrush for the longest time, and yeah, it just like it's just non-comparable to hand painting. I'm not saying that there aren't good hand painters out there. There definitely is. There's a lot of really, really good hand painters out there that like could make it good enough that it doesn't look like it's hand painted. But the smooth, almost shell-like finish you get with an airbrush, or you can get with an airbrush. I don't want to say it's automatic, but yeah, it's the best. It's the best. There we go. Okay, we're gonna have more success this time, guys. There we go. This time I actually got all of it out. Okay, so we're gonna load this guy back up. And there's still a coating of Vaseline on the neck joint, so I don't have to worry about. There we go. I'll deal with all the little flyaways later. Okay, so that's about where I want it. We'll let that set for a minute. We'll see how it turns out. We'll just put this aside for now. And then we'll mix up some epoxy sculpt. All right, let's get rid of all this so I don't accidentally mix it into my epoxy sculpt. So what did we think of today's Star Wars reveals? To be honest with you, I don't really get excited for Star Wars reveals anymore. They're pretty lackluster, generally speaking. So I think that new clone, I didn't even prepare with pictures or anything like I usually would. There was like a new clone guy there. I think it's like Mace Windu's troops. I thought that looked pretty like cool. I like the colorway. I mean, it's just a repaint, but I like the colorway. Like I like the change. So, but yeah, I don't really need the Cantina band. Blech. I don't really need the Cantina band. It's not something I feel is necessary in my collection. I will say though, I after seeing the pack out on the Cantina Band Deluxe figure, I actually think that is, for the first time in Black Series lineup, worth a deluxe price. It comes with a lot of stuff, and I think that's a humongous surprise. So I'll give credit where it's due. That one actually looks pretty good. I think the clone looks good too, but like I said, I'm stepping away from Black Series a little bit. I'm not getting rid of what I have. I have a pretty good Figure Arts Black Series mix collection, and it scratches my itch. It's to the point though where like there's not a lot I feel like I have that I need in those collections. Like if I had to stop, I could. And now that the prices have gone up so much here in Canada, I just don't really see I don't feel the value in a Black Series figure anymore, and I just am less compelled to buy them. So I did just get Echo and Omega to finish off the Bad Batch. They are on my list of characters I still wanted, and I actually think they're pretty cool. So yeah, for what they are. But yeah, I think they're not too bad. I think actually Echo is probably my favorite of all the Bad Batch figures. So cool way to finish that team. What else did they show? Oh, they showed Endor Leia in her Ewok village gown, and I think that looks pretty damn good. It's not something I need, so it's a pass. But I think they did a good job with it. I think it looks really good. What else was there? Was that it? Oh, there was that Coruscant droid or something from Mandalorian season 1, I want to say. And yeah, whatever. I don't need it. Seems like an odd choice, but there must have been some demand for it because I saw people getting excited about it. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. I didn't. Nike Boy says, I was hoping for some Hot Toys reveal, but I just got Marvel stuff. What did they show off that was Marvel? I mean, I don't really follow Hot Toys that closely. I usually just see it because like Toy Migos show it, and a lot of the other toy accounts I follow show it. But I also wasn't really on the internet too much today. I had a shit ton of work to do, and I just couldn't really stop to take a scroll break. So I didn't. I did see. Didn't they show off a clone trooper of some sort yesterday? I think they did. I thought they did. Last night, anyway. All right. No, it's still not good. All right, I'm gonna have to go heavier. I was trying to go lightly so that way it didn't make as much of a mess, but I think I'm just gonna let it make a mess and just do it. The first time I had like hot glue like gushing out on all 4 sides. Should be okay because it's all sealed, but still, I try to be mindful of not introducing a potential issue. I still have to do a little bit of painting on this guy too. Actually, after talking to my buddy about it, he thinks we could define the beard, the beard parts a bit more, make it look less like a 5 o'clock shadow and more like, like a beard. So I'm gonna do that too. I probably won't do that with you guys. I probably just work on Mandarin tonight and do that. Come on, there we go. Hot glue is stubborn. But the other thing I want to do still, and I'll probably be doing it in the next few weeks, is I need to do that extension on the SH Figure Arts Sagat figure. Cheney from the Toy Amigos posted a video on his stories a few weeks ago of a YouTube guy who found a mod, a non-permanent mod for SH Figure Arts Sagat, and it added like half an inch to the height, which is great. Oh, Nike Boy said a Wanda figure and Doctor Strange. I think I did actually see the tease for those. I don't think I realized that they were new though. I thought they were just pimping the movie. So cool. That's good. That's fun. All right, I am gonna re-lube this neck joint here. This is taking more time than I was hoping it would. Welcome to WIP Wednesday Live, where it takes me like triple the time to do everything. Okay. All right, let's do this again. And I'm going to try to set the head a little bit farther back this time. I'm wondering if that maybe will help with it looking as big as it does. All right, that's a good spot. There we go. That's the magic. As long as that comes off well, I'm happy with that. That's good. It's always hard to guess on a head size when you're doing something like that. I had that head custom made for me by Draven Arts. He did a really great job, but it's hard when you think like size wise, you know what I mean? Like it's easy enough to say it fits on a suit body, but sometimes it gets away from you a little bit. Cool. That looks good. Okay. And I can tell that it's coating the peg in there. I can tell just when I kind of lightly push it like that. So, so I think that one's a win. I think we got it, which means I can move away from this game. Okay. Over to this guy. All right, so a couple things I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do, speaking of suit body, is I am going to... Oh, that thing's on there real tight. I'm going to put these on these hands so that way I can not have to worry about putting my fingers in the other stuff I'm going to do. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off a little bit of this belt. There we go. Pull that out of the little fodder box here. Where's my sharp knife? This is my sharp knife. Pardon my reach. Oh, you can't even see it. This belt, I am going to take off that much. And that should help me with getting an even, like a less bulky looking belt in the front in particular. What I was originally going to do was leave it, sculpt the belt, then sand it. But I think I decided to just cut it, and it should, oh shit. Oh crap, that came off. To glue that. I guess I don't technically need to do that right now, because I don't think I'm doing anything that... Oh, I was going to do something there. Shit. Guys, I'm just hitting all these snags. What's up with that? Ah, there we go. That's good. Doesn't need to be perfect because... There we go. Okay, good enough. I'm going to glue that. See? Take one step forward and 2 steps back. Welcome to Customs by Matchu. Nike Boy says hot glue by Matchu. I always try to come up with stupid names for like my little segments and stuff. So the thing I'm doing now is Matchu Mods, and I'm doing a modification on how to change one of those old school Marvel Legends neck pegs, the female ones that don't have any articulation. It's just neck peg into like a barbell joint. So yeah, I did it for a friend who was trying to work on a custom, and he wanted to add some extra articulation into the neck area. I'm just going to do a quick little... Oh, I'm also going to do the neck... what's it called? The neckline. There's like a little ring around the neck there. I'm going to do that as well today. And then I'm going to eventually have to move his head up a little bit too, because I don't want his shoulder pads to get in the way of the hair. Okay, there we go. Good to go. Okay, so we're going to start with the belt. Nick that. I'll sand that later. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to roll this out to start. Put it around the side here. Nike Boy, you going to see Doctor Strange anytime soon? You MCU? I think you MCU, don't you? I feel like you do. I'm going to see it tomorrow, and I'm very, very, very excited. Like, ridiculously excited. Unfortunately, I had somebody send me a fucking spoiler in a DM, which was a pretty asshole thing to do. So yeah, that was annoying, but I am very excited to see it tomorrow. Even after seeing the spoilers, I mean, they weren't like plot spoilers or anything or character cameos, but still. So yeah, so I'm very excited to go see that tomorrow. I go see it at 7. It's also my buddy Moose Milk Ryan's birthday tomorrow, so that's exciting too. I don't get to see him because he's in Ontario, but yeah, that's still exciting. He gets to go. I think he doesn't get to go and see it until Friday because I think he's working tomorrow. So, all right. So what I'm doing right now is just smoothing this all out and getting it as thin as I can, really. I'm going to trim both sides, and I'm also going to try to tuck in the top part to where the ab crunch rolls along the bottom. I kind of trimmed down that area with the intention of trying to blend this in, so we'll see if that works. Nicky Boy says, I'm hoping to see it sometime this weekend. Hell yeah, I'm a Marvel guy. Enjoy the movie, man. Thank you. Yeah. I won't post any spoilers. We're gonna do spoiler talk on Moose Milk on Friday night. So yeah, so join us there if anybody wants to talk spoilers. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about. I think somebody got something mixed up. I think Graphic Jesse just sent me a message saying I won 78 points of Articulations Dio, which is dope, but I don't think that's right. I think that was Marcus. So they had on the Toy Amigos the other night, they had this guy named Marcus. What's his handle? Once my hands aren't dirty, I'll pull up the handle. And man, like I loved his vibe. He had such a good energy, and it was sick, man. He was great. And then I reached out to him as soon as I had finished the show, and I was like, dude, fuck, sorry, this might be weird because I don't know you, but like that was great. That was fucking the best. I think it was my favorite episode of Chat Amigos Assemble. The only thing that would have made it better is if Jesse would have been there because he wasn't there. But yeah. Nike Boy says, well, I gotta head to bed and enjoy your night. Thank you, dude. Thanks for being here. Thanks for chatting it up as you always do. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. Have a good day tomorrow. Enjoy Doctor Strange when you get to see it. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now I'll give it a sand down eventually. Where's my paintbrush? Everybody else who's just jumping in or whatever, welcome. If you haven't left a like yet, it would be appreciated if you did that. And yeah, thanks for coming and just chilling with us. Feel free to leave a comment. I love to chat with you guys. Feel free to talk about whatever you want that's not a Doctor Strange spoiler. Yeah, we can talk Star Wars. We can talk that Obi-Wan trailer. That Obi-Wan trailer was pretty fun, man. It's got me pretty excited. Oh, this isn't looking that good here. We gotta fix that. Got a little spot here. It's not up to my standard. Yeah, that Obi-Wan trailer looks like a lot of fun. I can't wait for that. That's between Doctor Strange and that. Those are probably the two things I'm most excited for this year. Comic book, like geek culture wise. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for both of those things. Obi-Wan will be here before we know it. I'm ready to see some Darth Vader. Bring that shit right home, man. Bring it home. Cool. So now I'm just lining it up. I'm just trimming off all the extra. I usually find it pretty easy to eyeball this sort of thing when I've already made my edge on the top kind of flat. I find it relatively simple to just zip right through it, which is good. Usually still have to fix a couple spots, but that's basically totally normal for me. So, oh, am I out of camera? I am out of camera. Sorry. All right. Did anybody watch Kevin from Toying Around's Toys R Us Con live stream? He streamed for like 3 hours or 4 hours or something crazy like that. That guy goes for a fucking minute, man. But I mean, in fairness, I guess if I could probably do that too. Just it's fun to talk about toys. So this thing's gonna need like a solid ass fucking sanding. And this is just a paintbrush with rubbing alcohol. I'm just using it to even everything out and kind of take away any of the little crumbs that get left on the surface. It kind of just smooths everything out. It does make a mess though, so if you don't plan on painting your figure after you like fully repainting it, I don't recommend it. Definitely is a mess. Okay, so there we go. I'm mostly happy with that. I think that looks pretty okay. I mean, it looks good enough. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know why I'm saying good enough. Just give yourself the compliment. Come on. Oh yeah, I should probably do this too. I should probably do that on a separate body too, just to save myself the inevitable me putting my hand in it. There it is. I always end up starting a new body, and I'm like, why do I do that? I should just use my same one that I always use. I have one. There it is. This guy's a fucking mess. Look at this guy. But the head might be. There we go. It's on there. It's good. Good. Okay. I'm going to do the hair next. I'm going to just do enough to blend it in, and then I'm going to do some strands kind of on top of it. Joel Baldowski, hopefully I said that right. Hey, Joel. Says, did you see Moon Knight? I did. My buddy Ryan and I talk about it on our Friday night podcast called Moose Milk Media on Instagram. We'll be covering that and Doctor Strange Friday this week. But yeah, without going into it too much spoiler wise, I don't really want to talk spoilers. It's still pretty fresh. To be honest with you, I didn't love this episode. I felt like it was very, very rushed the way they finished it off. I think it was very different intentionally from what we've gotten in the MCU before, but ultimately for me, I like that superhero-y aspect of the MCU that I feel like they kind of a little bit strayed away from in this story as a whole. And yeah, I'm not saying I didn't like it. It was fine. It was probably like a 6.5 out of 10 or 7, really. But I didn't love it, if I'm being real. It, it was just okay. And in particular, the last episode, I felt like it felt very, very rushed. Like, I felt like it, of all of the episodes, probably could have used that extra little bit of time, which would have been warranted because it was the last episode of a show. But I don't know. It was fine. What did you think of it? Without spoilers. Oh, that's great. Yeah, see, like the cool thing, this is what I always say when I chat with Ryan on Friday nights is the coolest thing about this, about the MCU diversifying in what it's offering is it's going to be able to reach more people. Like it's going to, where I feel like it just wasn't really my thing, it was your favorite Disney Plus series so far. I would say that it is probably on the opposite end for me. It's probably down. It's higher than What If, but it's still probably lower than everything else. But that's good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, I mean, there's things that you can't deny. Like Oscar Isaac is just fucking phenomenal as Steven and Mark. It's so fucking good. So it was okay. I'm looking forward to the figures still though. I thought the character looked cool. Like I thought his design was cool. I just wish we would have seen more of him. That's all. And I know that a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's kind of cool that they didn't show him as much. Yeah, that's good. You're definitely entitled to that opinion. Like for me, I like these Marvel movies for being these comic books basically come to life. So, a big part of that to me is seeing the character in action. And yeah, I know it was a character piece, so it's like I get it, right? Yeah, I get what they were going for, and I think they delivered on what they were trying to go for. But yeah, it just didn't do it for me. And it also doesn't hurt that I'm not in any way the Moon Knight fan. It's not a property that I've ever really followed. Like I basically going into this knew that Moon Knight was Mark Spector. I knew that he had multiple personalities, and I knew that his power came from an Egyptian god. That's basically what I knew about Moon Knight going into. Oh, and I mean, like I knew like Mr. Knight because like I remember seeing it in the comics and thinking it was kind of funny. But yeah. Joel says, yes, he was amazing. Oscar Isaac, I assume you're meaning. There's like a couple minute lag on this from you guys to me, so sometimes it's hard to remember what everyone's talking about here. But yeah, it was good. It was good. Like it was fun, but I'm very excited for Doctor Strange tomorrow. Yeah, very excited. Should be a really fun one. Okay, there we go. So I just kind of blended that in. See, I'm pretty good with blending hair, but I'm not good at sculpting hair. It's kind of boxy though. But probably won't. I don't think it's that bad. It's just me judging everything that I'm doing. Mm-hmm. There's just like one spot that looks very boxy, and I don't like it. So I'm hoping I can soften it out enough The hard thing is when it's not all one color, it definitely presents differently than I think it actually looks. Okay. I'm surprised we didn't see any like SH figure arts or anything like that reveals for Star Wars today. They don't do them very often, but usually they do them with purpose. Would have made sense today to see something, but too bad. And Nike Boy said earlier that no Hot Toys stuff really either for Star Wars, Marvel stuff, but not, which I find very weird. I don't know if I love that. I'm gonna probably throw some paint on that tomorrow once this is dry, and see if it still looks weird to me. It might just be my eyes playing with me because this is blonde and this is gray, but it kind of looks like there's like a shelf there on his. I may have to take off more of the hair there and just naturally sculpt it down. So definitely doable, but that's okay. At least it's blended to start with, so it's good enough for now. Okay, next we're gonna do these wings, these rings. I'll start with this hand since this is the easier option. So what I usually do with rings, I haven't actually done a handful of rings, but I do have to do rings every time I do a figure for Jesse Rath because his character wears a ring. But I usually roll the epoxy out really thin, like a thin little strip. Your hands can't be too wet when you do this. There we go. Because the thing is you don't want these to be thick. Like you don't want them to be like sticking off the hands because that would be inaccurate. Like it's just too big, right? So right now I'm just kind of like lightly pressing it into position, making sure it's sticking to the hand, and then I will and then I'll work from there. So do that. So right now it just looks like brass knuckles. We'll fix that though. I need this guy, this little dude. So I'm not going to go insanely crazy just yet. I'm going to let this kind of sit. I'm just going to mark about where they are, and then you'll see what I'm going to do after. But I'm going to get them on the other hand as well. The other hand's a bit trickier because I can't do like a whole fist at a time. I can only do like, I can only do like each finger individually because they're all splayed out. So, and this hand, I have to do the thumb here too. So, oops. Sculpting details on these things is going to be a pain in the ass. I'll tell you that right now. There we go. Okay, so yeah, so right now, I think you guys can actually see on the camera probably. There's like a brass knuckle-esque thing on his hands. I will clean those up in a minute. Right now, I just need to get the base on each of these hands. So this one's going to be more of a pain because each one has to be done individually. And to be honest with you, I really should be using green stuff for this hand because I think as soon as I go to take the hand off, some of these rings might crack. But since I don't have green stuff mixed, we're gonna roll with this. And if I have to redo it with green stuff tomorrow, then I guess I will. But right now, I just want to get these on the fingers, let them start setting before I start cutting them and resizing them and doing what I got to do in that regard, because they just need to adhere at this point to the, like, that's why I'm not really using too much water or rubbing alcohol in this, because that tends to make it get a little bit slippery, especially with something this small. There we go. And I'm just going around and just kind of lightly patting it. I don't want to get any moisture underneath it that might stop it from starting to adhere to the piece. And what can I do to get this arm out of the way? I'm trying to not touch it. Okay, one ring on. 4 to go. I mean, I guess I technically could do... No. Just do it one at a time. It'll look cleaner. I'm trying to justify shortcuts. It's never good. Okay. But it's going to get hard to avoid touching some of these areas here, I think. Yeah, it's going to be tricky here. That's why I kind of want to... oh, man. It's not good. Only on my second one, and it's already coming apart. It's not good. That is not going to bode well for the rest of it. All right. So, trying something different. Trying to overlap from another finger. I know I said I wasn't going to do that, but I think it might actually be the easiest way now that I failed the first time doing it. Okay. Okay, good. Yes. Yes, yes. Yeah, these are going to have to stay on for a good few minutes before I can do much with them. There we go. Okay, that one's promising. I don't know if you guys can see like how small these rings are going to be, but I'm not sure how much of it's getting picked up on the camera. But okay. I didn't even offer. So I'm making this for my buddy Resilient Customs, who does some sick diorama stuff, and I didn't even offer him the opportunity for 2 sets of hands because normally that's just a like I just don't do them without multiple sets of hands. I much I like having variety when I pose my figures, even just for photo shoots. But yeah, in this circumstance, knowing I was gonna have to sculpt all these rings, I was like, I'm not even gonna offer the service of alt hands because I don't want to have to sculpt 20 rings. It's already bad enough that I have to sculpt 10 rings. So yeah, hate sculpting rings. Okay, there we go. Come on, stay on there. Cool, cool. All right. Cool. That's not perfect, but it's probably going to be as best as I can do in these spots here, these tighter spots. Yeah, it's not horrible. It's not amazing, but it's not horrible. Okay, yeah, I can handle that enough for now, I guess. I'm going to lightly brush away any of the shitty parts that are just kind of loosely hanging on. And we're going to let that sit for a few. So I got rings on both hands. Kiss those rings, bitch. Okay, there we go. So belt is good. Now I'm going to do some detail work on the torso. There's a few spots I've circled. I don't know if they show up in the camera or not, but that I have to sand. When I put primer on, I noticed they were pretty rough. So, but tonight we're going to do. I'm probably going to end up having to epoxy resin those in place to make sure they really stay. Okay, so I'm going to do the straps that come down from here tonight as well. So, oh, and I was going to do the neck too. That's what I was going to do. We're going to do all of that. And then we might even do the knee pads too. Shit. Mm-hmm. Okay. There we go. I actually don't even need more than that. That's good. Okay, so I'll sculpt those into something in a minute. And the neck is the other one. So yeah, actually I have to sculpt those now. Oh shit, I put my hand in that. Gotta watch the belt that I don't put my fingers in there. Just trying to lightly get rid of those edges. Oh, I need to have a little bit more sculpt in there. It's a little bit gappy up near the shoulder pad here. Let's do this. Okay. Good, good, good. Cool. All right, I just need to cut off as much as I could so I could sculpt the neckline here. I mean, technically, I would probably normally do this separately, but just because I have the epoxy and it's not like that risky, I'm gonna just do it. Usually when I sculpt stuff that's this close to each other, I don't like I hold off and I just do it separately. But in this case, even if I do fuck up, it's easy. This would be an easy fix. So I'm gonna just do it. And I'm kind of glad I did because that looks good and looks like it'll be an easy fix. Some rubbing alcohol in there. Soften up that edge. Cool. I have to watch my hands here. I don't want to. I like how the skirt looks. It's not perfect, but it's pretty fucking good. So I really don't want to damage it. Okay, good. So what I usually do at this point is I get it like kind of good, and then I just use this to kind of like make it all the way good. So I just kind of use the flat edge against it and kind of just reshape it. And then for the inside one, I use the one that's like a point instead of an edge. Okay. Southtown Paint Apps. Hey man, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Said ending left me with a few questions that I'm like, they don't make sense according to the first 5 episodes, but overall, really good show. And Joel said, "Did you watch the end credit scene?" So guys, just make sure you're not going into any spoilers here. It's still pretty fresh, and I don't want everybody to have to feel like they need to have seen it to be here. So please keep it as vague as you can. Hey, Collector Express is back. What up, man? New video rendering. Sounds good. So you're gonna post it tonight then, or are you waiting until tomorrow? I'll keep an eye for it and I'll check it out. Okay, oops, that's not what I want. Okay, there you go. And then I'm going to do this part as well. Yeah, this is going to be good looking in the end. I fucking love sculpting armor. It's so fun. Whew. I mean, this whole figure is in need of a really good sand, but especially after this, he's going to need a good sand. I cut it too thin. I'm going to have to add more because I like it thickened out a bit here. Or is that too... Let me see. Maybe I'm seeing it wrong here. All right. Good. Okay, and then that's kind of where we're going to end it. That's kind of where we're going to end it as well. Okay, Collector Express, how long have you had your channel for? And how often do you post videos outside of your live streams? You're gonna post your video tonight. Cool. I'll have to catch that. Hopefully catch it tonight. I'm gonna try to do some more work on my video I'm hoping to put out on Friday. Hoping, keyword. Definitely not likely, but hoping. So we shall see. I think I mostly like this. Okay. I'm going to end up doing one more coat on this, like on top of this. So this has like a... I fucking hate doing these kind of patterns. Do I do it? I don't think I do it. Maybe I'll do like a V pattern instead. This is the problem. There's some stuff that I just can't do it. Started September 2020. Okay, so that's still relatively fresh. I mean, I guess it's almost 2 years, but still, I have a pretty good following for a short amount of time. Or is that, you know, just gauging it off the month and a bit that I've been doing it, 2 months that I've been doing it? Oh my god, if I could get these to be equal, that would be amazing. That's okay. I'm going to end up doing something on top of it anyways if it's not perfect. I put in a few videos a week now, including live streams, some weeks more. Holy shit. I have time to do that. I wish I could do that. That's sick, man. I'm jealous of you. I wish I had more time to do more. I feel like I don't do enough. This is a bummer. I constantly feel bad about like my lack of... It's not due to lack of effort, that's for sure. It's due to lack of time, but not lack of effort. I try my best to make time. It's a time suck. Very little sleep, Collector says. Yeah, that'll do it, I guess. We're gonna let that sit for a few minutes here. And I'm gonna run my finger over this. We went to Seattle this weekend. My wife and I did, or not for the whole weekend, just Sunday night into Monday. My wife's a big Neil Gaiman fan, so author, and so we went and saw him do like a reading and Q&A kind of thing. So it's pretty cool. We got to hang out in Seattle for a day, which was also kind of cool. It's fun to even just do it for one day. It's not like a. Did I make a mistake there? Nope. Extra sculpt. Okay, so this is looking pretty dope. I like how this is looking. Southtown Paint Apps. Where's my mice? My mouse. Thanks, dude. Love your channel, bro. I subbed after I saw that Jedi Deadpool you made. Thanks, dude. I'm gonna do another couple pictures of him tomorrow to celebrate Revenge of the Fifth. Sucker for play on words. So yeah, thank you though. That's awesome. I'm glad you dig it. I enjoyed working on that Deadpool. He was a lot of fun. That's the best thing about Deadpool, you know? He's one of those characters that like you could do anything with. And it's not weird and it's not out of place. It's just Deadpool. It's just that's what he does. It's great. Okay, so yeah, so I did the neck collar, I did the straps that come down, I did the belt. Now we're going to draw up some stuff for his knee pads. And then we're going to go back to his rings that I can't leave. His hair is done, but I think I need to sand it down. What time is it? 10:16. I'm past my time where I can sand. I'll have to sand it tomorrow. I'll let it dry and then I'll sand it. Okay. So what do I need for this? I need what's this? Can I use this? I need a bag. This bag's in shitty condition, so we're gonna use this. This was originally the cape I was gonna use for Mandarin, but I think it's way too bulky. To be honest with you, I think anything I use is gonna be way too bulky. He's already. I mean, like the thing is like it looks good, you know. I like the flow. But I don't think I can make that work. I think it's gonna be too awkward looking. So, but we'll see. Put it aside. That's not what I was looking for. Okay, so I basically need to make where's some scissors? Here we go. I need to make a stencil for the knees. And what I'm going to do to keep them even, pen please, is I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Oh shit, I'm going the wrong way. Right? Yeah, I'm going the wrong way. Okay, sorry, we're going to do this. Is that too big of a gap? No, I don't think so. Guys, right now I'm just making like a stencil, basically. And the reason I'm doing that is because I need to make one I gotta watch where I hold this guy. Oh snap, that's gonna work. Man, I love when a plan comes together. Shouldn't say it too proudly just yet, but okay. Fold, cut. So I'll show you guys what I'm doing here, if you haven't figured it out already. I'm basically making a template so both the knee pads look the same when the time comes that I make them. So I can test it using this actual template. Like, that looks pretty fucking good. Like, it's not perfect, but it looks pretty good. Get off me. And that will work great. Like, that size is pretty close to perfect. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close. You can see where I'm going with this, right? It's obviously looking bigger than it is, but it's not. It should be good. Okay, this guy goes back over here for a minute, out of the way. We'll get rid of this shit for a minute here. Oh shit, down she goes. Drop my AirPod case, of course. Okay. And then I put this in this baggie. Actually, it might be easier to do it this way. All right. So I'm going to flatten this out, 2 pieces, and I'm going to cut them out of this. A little bit of water. Thin that out a bit. I don't want it to be too thick because I'm still going to probably add a little bit of epoxy to the back when I attach it to the leg. Alternatively, as this hardens and cures, I might be able to like peel it off and kind of place it on the leg, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm just going to let it cure, then I'll do what I need to do with it. Okay. Good. Good. Nice. There's nothing more frustrating to me than trying to sculpt the same like thing on two different sides. It's like so hard to get it looking perfect. I know there's some people that have good systems, and my system's okay. But yeah, this is working like a charm. I'm not actually going to. I'm not actually going to fully cut it off because I don't want it to pull and misshapen. But I do need to take this mold back. So hopefully. Oh, it came off, but it did work though. Hell yeah. Cool. I feel like this is maybe a bit too wide, I think. It wasn't. Was not. Okay. It's losing its shape a little bit, so I gotta try to save it. There we go. I'll fix whatever's not good after, like once it dries. And then this one I will leave on to dry. Cool. 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 Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Good. Yeah, and then like I said, this one we're gonna leave on, so just so we don't fuck it up. I don't want to damage it. And misshape it in any way if I don't have to. But they're close enough, like you can see. Look at that. There you go. Twins. Nice. Okay, so we're gonna let those dry. Cool. Collector Express says, when I was making a custom for a Comic Pro friend of his original character, I figured out an easy method of duplicating D-pads. I made press molds with blue stuff. It's a good idea. I use blue stuff a lot for that sort of thing too. Yeah, that's a good idea. If I get one that if one of these doesn't match the other and I don't like how it looks, ultimately I'll probably take the one I like best and do that as well. So blue stuff is so helpful for that kind of shit. Okay, so that's what I'm left with. Once they're dry, I will assemble them onto the legs. They will look something like that. that you can see, you just get glare. Oh, there was something else I was going to try actually. But I don't know if this might be too hard to do it with. I'm just going to do this and just see. I bought these. Let's see. I bought these stamps from Green Stuff World when I bought those dry brush brushes. And I've been meaning to see how they look. So, since I have extra epoxy anyway, I'll just smooth these babies out. And then I'm going to give them a little press with that, with the texture stamps that I bought. So I think I bought two. I bought like a fur, and I bought like a, I don't know if it's like a chainmail or, not quite sure exactly, but, and interesting. Interesting. It does look like fur, so that's good. And that does look like chainmail, so that's also good. Those look pretty cool. I don't know if you guys will be able to pick that up or not, but I don't think you can. If you can, that's great. Then those are pretty okay cameras then. Yeah, so this looks like a chainmail of some sort. And this is like a feathered one. So that being said, I have another figure. Do I want to do that on him? Maybe I don't. There was something I was toying with the idea for my secrets or my summer swap. I was just gonna quickly do it. Okay, let's move these out of the way and get back to. Cool, those are cool. I like those texture stamps. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of this. Got that. All right, let's do these rings. Actually, I still like to let those rings sit if I can. Just really let them get on there. Let's do this stupid detailing on this. Ugh. I think I'm just gonna do straight lines because I don't want to fuck it up. And that's it. That's the main thing. I don't want to fuck it up. Mm-hmm. Cool. And then I'll do another layer of sculpt to do like the little buckle thing on that as well. Ooh, I gotta watch my hands. Okay. There we go. Cool. That's like mostly good. Nice. Clicker Express says just blurry gray when it gets closer to the camera. I actually see some of the texture on the cutting mat, but cool nonetheless. Yeah, I was watching Toying Around. He's a Canadian toy YouTuber, content creator, and he just got this new camera. and it is fucking so goddamn clear. It is insane how clear it is. Like, yeah, he gets great. It looks so good. I've been able to get one, but then I saw the price and I was like, I definitely want one, but I don't have that much money for that at the moment. Maybe if I get a bonus this year, I'll splurge and spend the money. Okay, so I'm calling that pretty much good. There's no detailing to be done on the belt outside of his belt buckle, which I will add at a later time. Where did I put his belt buckle? Here it is. It's already super thin, which is good. I guess I could just drop it into place, but I'll wait. I'll wait to glue it and do it properly. Very cool. I like a you. All right, let's do these stupid rings. First up, fist. So I want to start by cutting the whole little strip here. I think I'm mostly happy with the position on the as we get closer to the knuckles. It's the upper part that's a little bit wild, so let's trim them up. Again, because there are crevices in the hands and this is applied extremely thin, I'm trying my best to avoid adding any extra moisture, just in fear that it lets loose and comes off of the sculpt that's there. So that would be not good, especially because it's so thin. It would structurally probably just snap off and break as soon as I started handling it. So which you don't want that. Okay, so we've got it to the point where it's nice and thin, and now we need to round the edges around the finger to sell it as a ring. I mean, the good thing is any like little minor issues where the detail part on the ring goes, I can hide. It's the shape of the ring that's going to be really noticeable if it's off. Okay. Really lightly hit this with. I don't love it, to be honest. I don't totally love it. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, I think that's good. Fuck, I'm not looking forward to doing these individual fingers at all. Cool. I think that looks pretty okay. This one is a bit close to the knuckle, so I'm gonna have to trim on both sides, it looks like here, which is okay. Good. And that's what I was worried about. Hopefully I can fix that. I had a piece that kind of broke apart on the bottom here. Cool. That's like pretty okay. I think I do a little bit of sanding. It should be okay. It looks a little dodgy in a couple spots, but I can't really get it much thinner without it kind of falling apart on me. So I think for now that'll have to work. And then I will sand it, and hopefully that will resolve my issues of it looking a bit dodgy. And I very lightly just touch this with the rubbing alcohol. Cool. So yeah, so next week, guys, I said this earlier, but next week I'm going to have Morning Wolf, customizer extraordinaire, here chatting with me, and it's going to be, like I said before, a little bit different than we normally do it here. Normally we're working on figures, and in this instance, we will just be shooting the shit and chatting it up. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. I really like Morning Wolf's work, and I'm excited to talk shop with him and look at his catalog of all the figures that he's made. We'll pull up his Instagram page, and it'll be good for anybody who doesn't follow him because they'll be following him by the end of the episode. So his work is very good, especially for how new he is. I know I said that earlier, but he's only been doing this for a year or two. His work's already like super fucking clean. All right, I'm more concerned about how the front of these look than the inside. Not to say that I want the insides to look bad, but cool-ish. Gotta watch my pressure with this knife. I don't want to take off any of these guys' fingers. I also have to watch the thickness on these rings because I'm running out of ring already on this front finger here, the index finger. Yeah, might be hard to get some of these spots too without really damaging other spots. I might have to leave some of them kind of rough and then trim them after they cure. We'll see, or at least clean up the edges after they cure. I mean, it's not looking that bad, to be honest. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's pretty messy back here. Pretty messy. I have to go in there and fix that. It's too messy. Okay. Okay, I strongly dislike the insides here. Strongly dislike the insides. To the point where like I don't think I could fix that with sanding. Which means it's gonna have to go because I don't wanna have to chisel it off. I'm gonna try to save it as best as I can here, but I have a suspicious feeling that this is not going to work in my favor in the end here. I still have the thumb ring to do as well. All right. The front part's actually pretty good now, which is nice. I mean, as long as the fronts are what really are going to show. I can't have the back looking like shit, but they can be worse than the front. The front's the key one. Okay, whatever I just did there worked really well. I just put a slice through each ring on the hand, and it kind of opened it up a bit. It looks good. Oh shit. Okay, cool. That's looking better-ish. The back sides are still a fucking mess, but maybe I can use a Dremel and like a fine tip on my Dremel or something like that. Maybe. Sounds like someone's like playing a drum outside my fucking house. I'm gonna try to do the same thing I did on the front, and I'm gonna try to cut through each one of these rings at the knuckle and see how much of a difference it makes. Because it did make a pretty big difference on the front ones. And actually, yeah, that works pretty good. Woo! It's still too thick inside. It needs to come down a bit, but at least they're looking more like rings and less like he just dipped his hands into like a jar of sprinkles and honey. Sprinkles. My mind immediately went to Hot Shots Part 2, where Charlie Sheen dips his hands into like chocolate sauce or something and then into sprinkles. Okay. And this thumb is the last one. Cool. I wish I could get a different angle on this. Cool. It's not too bad. Ooh, that's dangerous. That's a blind cut. All right, guys. We're just about finished here. So ultimately, not perfect rings, but not totally dog shit rings either. So I can get behind that to a certain degree. Okay. I think that's as good as I'm going to get. Cool. Cool. There you go. All right. That's as good as it's going to get. Rings. Not horrible. Not great, but not horrible. Good enough to start with. I have to already do it. I have to do a second coat anyway. So, it's not like it's a huge issue that they're not perfect. I almost wonder if I can touch it. The fist one's good. The fist one I can handle. The inside I might just need to do a little bit of minor sanding and it should be okay. I wonder if I can do that even with just this finer tipped brush, or not brush, but sculpting still tool. Ooh, watch those hands. It's this inside one that's like curled that like it probably doesn't really even matter that much because you won't really be able to see it, but I'll see it, and that's the problem. When it's not for me, I have I have a harder time just saying, ah, well, whatever. It's not for me. I don't really give a fuck as much about my figures in my own collection. Like if there's like a little hiccup or a mistake, I don't usually sweat it too much. But okay, there we go. All right. That's done. Belt's done. Logos for the knees are done. Rings are done. Hair is done. I am done. All right, guys. So, thank you for joining. Again, if you haven't already, please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, please help out if you don't mind. Thank you guys for the conversation and the chit chat. And yeah, like I said, next week we'll be back, a little bit of a different format. We'll be doing kind of just conversation, myself and Morning Wolf. So go check him out on Instagram at morning_wolf customs, I think, or it might even just be Morning Wolf. I don't remember. I'll put the link in the thing next week, and I'll obviously be posting about it. So enjoy Doctor Strange if you're seeing it. Hope you guys enjoyed Moon Knight if you're watching that too. And don't forget to check me out Friday with my buddy Moose Milk Media. Show him some love tomorrow. It's his birthday. So yeah, we'll be chatting Friday night, 10 p.m. Pacific time. Spoiler talks for Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness and Moon Knight finale. And what else? If you haven't already, please follow me on Instagram at customsbymatchu. And if you want to see my whole body of work as like a portfolio style, you can go to customsbymatchu.com. I think that's it. Collector Express. Thank you, man. Thanks for being here. Have a great night. I'll check out that new video. Go check out Collector Express, guys. He does something similar to this on Sunday nights. I want to say it's like 8 Eastern time, something like that. I only know it like is right in the middle of when I would be at my in-laws on a weekly basis. So the timeline just never works out for me to catch it live. But yeah, thank you guys again. And yeah, please stay safe out there. And we'll see you guys next week. Take care.